So to recap, regarding the problems in the Middle East and to get some kind of background as to where we got to where we are, and therefore going into the more spiritual background, the spiritual events that unfolded in the Old Testament that brought us to this day and age and where we are now, and a lot of the problems in the world are being caused by the problems in the Middle East. We're all engulfed in the problems of the Middle East these days, and whether we like it or not, we're all in politics. The Dead Sea water and the words that come out of the mouth of these politicians and their lust for power. But this lust for power goes a lot deeper than people could even begin to imagine. Now, Paul imagined, and he was revealed a mystery, so he wasn't imagining leading to his own understanding. He was shown a great mystery, Paul, the great zealous Jewish teacher, preacher, who went out persecuting Christians and having them rounded up and imprisoned. And even at the death of the first martyr, they were throwing their stones at Stephen, no doubt, and taking their garments off so they could throw the stones more zealously at Saint Stephen, and laying these garments at Paul's feet, and no doubt looking to him for approval, and Paul no doubt signaling to them that they were doing the right thing in stoning even Stephen. So Paul, a very zealous Jew, defending his faith against the onslaught, what he saw as an onslaught of Christians coming in the early days of Christianity, Christians being set on fire and alive spiritually by Jesus Christ, and then Paul seeing a great light on the road to Damascus. He was going out and about, rounding up these Christians, having them thrown into prison. Suddenly sees a great light, Jesus himself appearing to him. Saul, he says, Paul's old name being Saul, 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 why persecutest thou me? It's hard for thee to kick against the pricks. In other words, he was kicking against the goad sticks, Jesus trying to lead him one way, him going the other, rebellion against Jesus Christ himself. So St. Paul, hearing the voice of Jesus, and Jesus then sending him to the Gentiles to preach to both Jew and Gentile, and showing him a great mystery that's been hidden. For this cause, so in Ephesians chapter 3, for this, just to recap here, for this cause I, Paul, the prisoner of Jesus Christ, for you Gentiles, if ye have heard of the dispensation of the grace of God, which is given me to you, word, how that by revelation, now he's saying this is a revelation, so this comes straight from Jesus Christ himself. The same Jesus that spoke to him when he saw that great light on the road to Damascus, knocking him off of his horse, and suddenly he hears the voice of Jesus, the same Jesus speaking to him now by revelation. How that by revelation he made known unto me the mystery, as I wrote in a few words, whereby when ye read, ye may understand my knowledge of the mystery of Christ, which in other ages was not made known unto the sons of men, and is now revealed unto his holy apostles and prophets by the Spirit. What is this mystery? That the Gentiles should be fellow heirs, and of the same body, and partakers of his promise in Christ by the gospel. So in other words, he's saying the same promises that were given to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Jacob having his name changed to Israel and the children of Israel. The same promises that was given to them was also given to us, given to the Gentiles, that they should be fellow heirs. This is the mystery. Is now revealed unto his holy apostles, this mystery, and prophets by the Spirit, that the Gentiles should be fellow heirs of the same body and partakers of his promise in Christ by the gospel. So the gospel teaches us, Jesus teaches us that we're fellow heirs. So we have this problem in the world, in the land of Israel. How on earth are they ever going to solve this problem in the land of Israel? The problems in the world, in fact, stemming out of the Middle East, stemming out even of the land of Israel, a lot of the problems in the world are clearly happening today, and the quarrel largely stems out of the Middle East, and as to who is the rightful heir to the lands and the promises given to Abraham, Isaac and Jacob. Now we're either looking here at physical Israel or spiritual Israel. And here's St. Paul saying he gets a revelation from Jesus Christ. St. Paul, the zealous and well-learned Jew, who goes out to persecute Christians. So zealous for his God was he, and so great was his understanding of the scriptures. How could he be so blind? Suddenly Jesus appearing to him and revealing to him a great mystery. And this mystery is what? The mystery is that the Gentiles should be fellow heirs. So Ephesians chapter 3, his words, not mine, chapter 3, verse 6. That the Gentiles should be fellow heirs. And of the same body as who? Same body as his Jewish brethren. Same body as Abraham, Isaac and Jacob. Not some second-rate citizen, but the same body. Paul talks about a middle wall of partition that would be broken down, how we'd all be one. How the Jews and Gentiles would all be one when we break down this middle wall of partition. He gets this revelation from Jesus Christ, and he's revealed to him this great mystery that's been hidden. This mystery is in the scriptures, that the Gentiles should be fellow heirs and of the same body and partakers of the promise in Christ by the gospel. Wherefore I was made a minister according to the gift of grace of God given unto me by the effectual working of his power. So he's coming from Jesus. He's coming from the power of God. He's not coming from the flesh. He was coming from the flesh. He was leaning to the arm of the flesh. He was leaning to his own understanding, his own carnal mind. But now he's walking in a spiritual mind. He's been quickened. Ye who were once dead in sins and trespasses have he quickened. So in other words, he's made alive spiritually. And his eyes have been opened spiritually. And now he gets this revelation from Jesus that we're all one. That Jesus wants to break down the middle wall of partition and make us all one. That the Gentiles should be fellow heirs of the same body and partakers of his promise in Christ by the gospel. So this is his revelation, that we're fellow heirs. So the same promises given to Abraham, Isaac and Jacob and the children of Israel are all given to Christians too, whether they be Jew or Gentile. If you're an heir, then an heir indeed means an heir, that we're all the same body. As he says, that the Gentiles should be fellow heirs and of the same body. If you're of the same body, then you're either an arm or a leg or a nose or an ear or an eye or eyes or a tongue, the same body. You're not some separate body, you're of the same body. You're all one in Christ Jesus. This is what he's teaching, that Jesus breaks down the middle wall of partition. And now we're all one, and we're fellow heirs of the same body, fellow heirs of the same body. So the same promises given to Abraham, Isaac and Jacob and the children of Israel are also given unto Christians. Well, how can this be? Well, it depends on whether you read the scriptures spiritually, with your eyes open spiritually, or whether you're going to lean to your own arm and carnal understanding and your own thinking and your own flesh, as Paul did, a zealous teacher, taught under one of the greatest teachers in Israel of his day, Gamaliel. So what else does Paul say about this great revelation that he was given, this mystery? Now he's going to go on to talk about it here in Galatians chapter 3. And we're in verse 16. Now we're going to go right back. No doubt Paul understood the history of his people very well, very zealous, no doubt memorized lots of verses. No doubt studied morning, day and night the scriptures, as even some zealous preachers do today.